Hey everyone, welcome to our special live training today. And we're going to be focusing on 3 steps that you can take immediately to reignite your creativity, especially for dance business owners and also dance educators. I think at this time it has been a really long year, and um, we're all feeling really exhausted and a little burnt out. So I wanted to help you in this process as I've worked with my clients in the Dance Business Academy and also my one-on-one clients. This has just been something that's come up as the creativity is starting to lag, the feeling and the drive to do so. And this is negatively impacting our businesses and our personal lives, our professional lives in so many ways, right? Excuse me, sorry. But if we can start bringing back the energy into our creativity and our process, it will positively impact us on a personal level, emotionally, mentally, physically, even your personal lives, different areas in your business, your problem solving skills will increase. And I'm excited to share this process with you. And I want to just dive into these 3. This is being recorded and will be shared and replayed in the Dance Business Resource group, Facebook group. So the very first step out of the 3 is to change up your environment. If you have a dedicated workspace, like in your home or in your office, if you have an office at the studio, whatever it is, change it up. My key thing when you have a dedicated workspace is that you need to make sure that you're igniting and motivating and activating all of your senses in your body. So in your workspace, for the first step, what I want you to do is make sure that sight-wise, it's visually appealing. So if you maybe need to change things up like I do every so often, maybe rearrange how your office is, maybe change up the artwork that's on the wall, add a plant in, something that visually is stimulating for you in your workspace. For sound, when you're working, consciously choose music that is inspiring to you, maybe not necessarily the song that you need to choreograph to. So, whether it's classical music, I personally like country music because I never use it for teaching dance. So, I actually like listening and working to country music. For smell, I always have a candle. In fact, I actually have a candle lit right now. It's been going all day since I had coaching this morning. Mint, leaf, and eucalyptus is my current aroma in my workspace. And then I always have water and my favorite drink. So to ignite your taste in your workspace, I like to have herbal tea. I always have warm herbal tea ready to go. And also, touch is important. The chair you're sitting on, the clothes you're wearing, if you want a comfortable blanket wrapped around you, and that gets it going as well. So for the first step, just changing up your workspace, making sure that your workspace is in an environment that's inviting to you, that you feel inspired and welcomed into, and that you want to be creative in that space. If you have found that you just need a change of scenery in this first step, I also like to change up the areas of my home that I'm working in. I got myself a lap desk, and I actually will go sit in other areas of my home. Sometimes I even sit on my bed and work in my bedroom because I like my bedroom as well, and I find that a space that I'm invited into. So sometimes I just sit on my bed with my lap desk, and I'll do work in there. I'll go in my living room. I go to my kitchen table. If other spaces allow me to do so, I do change up my scenery as well to just have a different energy and different approach. But for your dedicated workspace, definitely visit, making sure you're inviting all of your senses to be a part of your creative process. The second one that's important for this process is you need to have fun with your creativity. So if you're finding that your creative process right now is literally you just creating the choreography for the combos in class and the recitals and the competition dances, and you're just doing things that are obligated right now of you, and there's nothing in there because you want to do it, we need to change that approach. Albert Einstein has said this quote, which you probably have heard before, which is, creativity is intelligence having fun. And we forget that creativity and creating should be an enjoyable process. And yes, we love to dance and teach dance and do all the things. And so yes, when we're choreographing, that's nice. But if that's all we're doing all the time and we don't refuel our creativity, and they'll refuel that cup, it does burn us out. And we can get tired when we have to choreograph 20 separate dances for recital season and for competition season. Um, if we if we make intentional time for it, it will help us once again get back on track with that. And when I say intentional, I mean to create things purely because you want to, not because you have to. Also doing something that you enjoy. That doesn't always have to relate to dance. Like, creating things purely for the sake of creating that has nothing relating to dance. For example, here's some off the top of my head, right? Painting. If you like to paint, do that. If you like to do DIY projects, like you want to create some decor for your home, if you want to play a musical instrument or decorate some baked goods that you made, something that lets you create that has nothing to do with dance. That is so important for us as creatives to keep that fueled and tap into other areas and senses and experiences and add into our ability as creatives to then use it to the best of our ability when we are using it in the dance world. I really enjoy creating decor for my home. And I like thinking about it and come up with the resources and like using Pinterest as, inspiration boards, and then like figuring out the next project and then going in. And then I not only temporarily enjoy the creative process, but then I also have the end result I get to enjoy in my space as well. I really do enjoy that. And I find that very relaxing. Uh, we are creative beings in the dance world. That is something that we identify as. And so we need to just keep doing it regularly. So if you find that you have not intentionally created something for enjoyment in a while, that is something you need to bring back into your life, because that is something you're actually not allowing to recharge for yourself to then benefit your business and your teaching, which we'll go more into in a minute. The third step is, once you have created the space, step 1, and 2, that you have made the decision to start creating for yourself again, the third step is to schedule to do it on a regular basis, intentionally, at least weekly. That as you look at your busy schedule, make time for yourself, and being a creative, this is a priority, and take 2 hours if you can even, and schedule it in and say, every Tuesday from 1 to 3 p.m., I am setting aside to create something. Whether that is, I'm going to work on this painting, I'm going to fill out my coloring book I got for Christmas, whatever that is for you. It can even change up every week. I'm going to learn a new skill. I want to play an instrument. I want to go outside and plant my garden. Something that has you creating and has your creative brain thinking and also your body and your hands moving. Having you do this on a regular basis, you look forward to it. It's something you're doing for you. It's an outlet emotionally, mentally, physically. It's not only an outlet, but it's also bringing in and helping you. And in that process, it will also then inspire you in your creative process for work. Something I did this last summer was I gave myself the month of July and challenged myself that every day I would do a dance improv. And I did it live online to hold myself accountable. And I just put myself on live and I just improved. Wasn't worried if there's an audience or not. But that was actually so releasing for me and so energizing and motivating. And at first my goal was 5 minutes. I was like, if I can just pick a song that I'll have on in the background that's like 5 minutes, right? So I don't have to worry about a timer, but then I knew like the length of it. And by the end of the month, I was improvising for like 15 minutes. I would like put together multiple songs in order and I wouldn't have to worry about it. And I would just move my body for 15 minutes or more and just letting the decision making of my brain go away, but the impulse take over and let my body naturally create based on impulsivity. That was so revelatory for me. I don't know why I'm dropping all these big words. Don't know what's happening. But it was so insightful and it allowed my creative brain to take a rest, but then also recharge. And then also my body be like, we can create. Look what we did. And you didn't have to make any conscious decisions. And that really motivated me in my workspace and in my personal life as well. I do intentionally give myself a few hours every week. I'm actually about to start a paint by numbers canvas that I ordered and finally came in the mail. Something that I want to add to my home as decor, and I'm looking forward to that because I haven't painted in a long time. But also, I don't have to consciously make the decision to choose what colors. It will decide it for me, but I still get the action of creating something. On a personal note, I personally don't like coloring because sometimes I do get burnt out with having to make so many creative choices that when I want to do something to create but not necessarily to be so in charge of it, I actually found that I really like doing dot to dots. I actually do 1,000 dot to dots. I have some books that are each image is 1,000 dot to dots. Then I consciously have to count from 1 to 1,000 as I'm drawing and connecting. That actually releases and lets me just like focus on it. Then at the end, I still have this beautiful piece of art. So we just need to remember that we are creatives in our nature and then who we are is at our core, and it does impact us in so many aspects of our life. In fact, all aspects of our life. And we need to make sure we're constantly refueling that creativity so that when we have to take on creative challenges for our business, that we have the creative problem solving skills worked out and ready to go, that we've worked those muscles so when it's time to flex them, they're ready. And we also need to make sure that we are just taking care of ourselves during this time, especially when we're feeling exhausted and drained when we're giving to everybody else. That I said this just briefly earlier, but hopefully you caught it, which is you just need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, and if you can fuel yourself, it will fuel others in other areas of your life. I know that when I don't take the time to create, I don't realize it at first, but I get more exhausted and burnt out on the things I'm then obligated to do in my work. And I realized I haven't done anything in a few weeks. I chose to schedule out or schedule something else in the time slot I had put aside for being creative. And as a result, I hadn't fueled myself in that area, and it was impacting me negatively. I wasn't feeling as motivated or as more drained when I had to do things for work, like choreographing, problem solving, creating content for marketing, anything like that wasn't feeling as motivational for me. But when I do take the time to go back to step one, which is creating a working space that is inviting to you and motivates you to create, then I feel the draw to come in and even start and be invited to start the process of creation. So even if you're not going to actually actively go paint something, but you have to focus on your business, but your space is still conducive to you as a creative and all your senses are engaged and you're visually stimulated and you're hearing things, like it turns on all the aspects of your brain and lets everything work both hemispheres, and then it lets you be the best version of yourself as you show up for your business, which can only then see positive results. And the same as a teacher, if when you are even planning and preparing your classes, you can still have your space set up, the candle, the sound, what you're wearing, something to drink, the visual aspect, all of it can still be set up so that you're more inspired and checked and in tune with yourself when you're creating and preparing for your lessons. I hope that you found this very helpful for you today, and it might not seem like a lot, and you're like, really, if I just put a plant in my office, that's going to do it. I mean, there's more to it, right? It's the thought process. It's like just being aware. But I just know as a creative myself, having my surroundings being set up in a way that invites me in, and or being cognizant that I need to change my surroundings. So maybe I can't work, like I'm not feeling my workspace today. I'm going to go sit in my bedroom because the light's so bright in there today and I just want to use the natural sunlight as a motivator, or I want to be in the living room, or, just whatever it is, I'm aware of what I need. And I'm fueling what my body is telling me, my creative side is telling me, so that I'm making sure it's staying full, that I show up best for myself, my loved ones, my business partners, my business, those I work with, my clients, everybody. If you have any questions or any other suggestions on how to also continue to reignite, please drop them in the comments. I've been more than happy to help you with this. But if you even think briefly, like, she's asking me to commit an hour each week or 2 hours. Remember, if we don't take care of ourselves first, we can't take care of anyone else to the best of our ability, because we get too drained too quickly. We have nothing to offer anybody else. So if we keep refueling our creative selves, it's just as important as our emotional selves and our physical selves and our mental health. All of that is so important for us together to be our best versions, to show up in all the areas of our life so that we feel that it's rewarding for us. And it should be enjoyable because you like creating. Thank you so much for watching today and being a part of this process. I hope that there was something beneficial for you, and you can, if not all 3 steps, at least one of the steps is something that gets you in the right direction to start getting reconnected to your creativity and finding benefit with that. Thank you and have a great day.